Well, I don't know if I'm recording or not, so strap in. I'm reviewing the patch notes of Olympus, the Shadows of Olympus patch notes, November 3rd when it comes out. Okay, skins, we can scroll past them, don't really care. Cool, skins, digital pack, voice pack, no one cares. Mastery, welcome pack, clan rewards. That's probably cool, but it's not really relevant right now. Achievements, no one cares. Alright. Item changes. Frostbound Hammer, health reduced from 400 to 325. Most definitely needed. Maybe not as much HP reduced. Maybe they could have started at 50 and worked their way down, but this definitely needed a nerf. That was way too much HP and way too good of an item. I'm okay with this. Heartward Amulet does not make any sense to me why they would reduce magical protection for supports. Supports already get blown up early game as it is by burst abilities like Kraken and such, so this doesn't make any sense at all. Mystical Mel, health reduced from 300 to 220. Mystical Mel definitely needed a nerf, but I don't think it needed that much of a nerf. Again, I think they're just randomly... I wish they would explain like per item instead of just this. But yeah, I definitely think Mystical Mel needed a nerf. It was bought every single game by every single warrior, second item every single time. So it definitely needed a nerf. Maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe 80 health is good, but yeah. Pestilence, healing reduction from, increased healing reduction from 20 to 25%, definitely needed. Healing's OP. It probably needed more of a buff than maybe like 30% or something, to couple with weakening curse. Sovereignty, this makes no sense to me. I mean, it's just 5 protections, but it'll still play a big part. Again, I don't think they should be nerfing support items as bad as they are. Well, I don't think they need to be nerfing items like these when Devo gloves are still overpowered. Soul Eater is extremely overpowered when coupled with Transcendence. Warlock Sash is pretty strong, but I don't think it needs a nerf. But yeah, there are definitely other items that need to be touched on, except aside from like Sovereignty and Heartward. Athena ult, I don't really get where this is coming from, but I mean, I guess it was needed. I guess Athena was pretty OP. I don't know. This one really makes no sense. Like, her map presence was too much, especially with cooldown reduction. Doesn't make any sense because Janus gets max cooldown and does the same thing, but with his entire team. So I don't see how reducing the cooldown of an ult that only one person ults through, but not nerfing an ult where your entire team can go from one side of the map to the other every like 45 seconds with max CDR. So again, another ult that doesn't, another nerf that doesn't make any sense. Fix Bologna, okay. Threshold, this needed to be nerfed, and also his cooldown, or his ult needs to be nerfed, but hey, what do I know? Khepri, mana cost, probably needed, I guess. I don't really care much for Khepri. Blah blah blah. Random reduced mana cost for Scylla. I guess we need more Scylla skins or something. I don't. That doesn't really make sense to me. But hey, Scylla's underplayed, so why not try the mana? This is a big one. This is a big one that everyone does not understand, because Sun Wukong already. Let me read this first. Sun Wukong is often seen as a Boolean lane. False. That's false fact number 1. Having a strong poke power and wave clear. His wave clear isn't that good. His poke power is good, but his wave clear isn't as good as people think. Osiris and Bologna will absolutely destroy any Sun Wukong that does not know what he's doing. Chambers, blah blah blah, increasing. Okay. No. Sun Wukong's early laning phase is absolute trash, and reducing his starting health by 30 is not a good step at all. This was not needed at all. Magic Cudgel, increased mana cost. This doesn't make any sense. Increased mana cost. This doesn't make any sense. The problem with Sun Wukong's poke wasn't the cost of the mana, it was the cooldown. Because if you go look at the cooldowns for every other single warrior in the entire game, Herc's 1, which is his clear and his escape, is on like a 14-15 second cooldown, whereas Sun Wukong's Cudgel is on a 10-second cooldown. Now, that does not make any sense. So that means Sun Wukong was able to clear the wave with his Cudgel, and then poke Herc, and then clear the next wave in between. Herc couldn't do that, because if Herc wasted his 1 on poking the Sun Wukong, he wouldn't have clear for the next wave. So this nerf doesn't make any sense. You will not see Sun Wukong in the future for quite a while unless they revert these changes. And reduced projectile speed. I guess this was a problem for noobs or something. I don't know. Zeus isn't really that big of a problem, but whatever. These notes don't really make sense. I don't think they really have a legitimate reasoning behind these notes. I just think that they see a consistency of an item, so they nerf it randomly so people buy other items. And then I think this is just like a rinse repeat. This isn't a balance change. This is just a rinse repeat, like, oh, they're buying this item a lot, let's kind of nerf it, maybe they'll build a different item. Kind of when you see gods like Anubis, he gets a lot of skins, so people play him. Scylla, he gets a lot of skins. King tier, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me why they did all these nerfs. The only thing I can understand is the threshold being nerfed. His 3 was extremely annoying for other teams to deal with. The health reduction, I guess, will do something, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Because now, you don't have to go Mystical Mail second item, right? I could just go Runeforge into Frostbound Hammer and do even more damage early game, as like Bologna, for instance. So again, doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think that about concludes the good old Shadows of Olympus patch notes. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.